Hey YouTube, this is Matthew Morgan coming back with another video. Couple of things I wanted to mention on here before I get straight to the point. One, people have to learn how to stop judging people based off of what you see people doing, because there's a lot of people in this world who don't know any better, who are brought up in a certain way, and that's all they know. That's their truth and that's their reality. Like, you might not like the fact that a woman became a stripper, but you don't know the road that she went down that led her to become a stripper. And you never know whether that stripper image is having a positive effect on her or a negative effect. You don't know. Or someone becomes a gangbanger. You don't know what led them down that road. Because they might have a heart of gold, but you don't know the stuff they saw that turned them into that. You don't know the stuff they've been into that turned them into that. Somebody might be addicted to drugs or alcohol. Don't judge them because you don't know what led them to that point. You don't know. Only God knows. So, if you see someone who's struggling with a situation, please try your best not to judge them. Just try to help them, and if you can't, pray for them and just stay away. But unfortunately, if it affects your life, which unfortunately I know the feeling because I came out of that, and it will, and it's hard not to judge because it affects you as a person. But any lifestyle choices that you see a person make in life, try your best not to judge because you don't know why that person is the way they are. And if you try to help them out, help them as much as you can, but if you see you can't help them, then just give them to God and He can do that for you. Unfortunately, life may have to be the teacher. They may have to re-encounter more than one time just to get the situation right. But unfortunately for some people, it's hard to kick whatever habit they have because of a certain lifestyle they grew up in, and that's all they know. That's their truth. You have your truth and someone else has theirs. And unfortunately, everyone's truth is not going to lead them down the same road. Some people's truth, they'll find Jesus. Some people's truth, they'll find the devil. Some people's truth may turn them into a homicidal maniac. Some people's truth, they may turn into something much worse. Unfortunately, some people's realities are cold-hearted and cold-lived. Some people's are warm and welcoming. Some people didn't grow up in a cool environment. Some people grew up in an environment that turned them cold. And there's some people in this life who had the best hearts, but like I said, a certain occurrence in their life might have made their ability to care leave them, because they tried to do so much good and all that ever happened to them was evil. So unfortunately, some people don't always take that the path with light because they have never really seen light. They only ever seen darkness. So again, if you see someone going down a certain pathway you don't agree with, if you help them, cool. But if not, then just leave them alone and let God deal with them. Because the only help they may ever get is life, quite honestly. And for some people, they may have to get knocked down 1,000 times to get up right just once. So everyone's on a different level in this world. So that's all I'm trying to say. Next thing is and was, if you, well, again, to the older generation, since they be the first ones that want to point fingers, I'm going to just say this and I'm going to end this video here. The reason a lot of these young people are passing ain't because God is punishing them. It's because he sees that a lot of these elders are failing to teach the young people the right way to go, because a lot of the elders done forgot where they came from, and the elders done forgot they have a troubled past, and God had to bring them out of that to make them who they are. And a lot of them just want to point fingers and judge and mock and ridicule instead of trying to teach and lead like they should be, passing down their wisdom as they should be, but they don't do that. So unfortunately, a lot of these young people that are passing away, some of their issues are catching up to them, and they're being taken off this earth because the Father sees a lot of these elders ain't teaching the youth what they should be. They're allowing them to go astray because they don't care, because they figure, well, I learned the hard way, they got to learn the hard way. That's not a good attitude to carry. If you learned the hard way and you picked up wisdom from your life, pass it to the next generation, make it a little easier for the next generation, aside from you, to do better than you did. Because, yeah, you will get judged on that. Just as an FYI, you will get judged on that. Just so you know. Anyway, but yeah, the Father's taking them up to his side to teach them what the elders failed to teach them. So if and when he decides to bring them back down here, they can relive their life, and hopefully they'll be able to do it right, or have someone teach them the right way to get things done. But as far as this whole God's just taking young people off this earth just to punish them, that's not what he's doing. He's taking a lot of young people because the elders ain't teaching them nothing. The elders are becoming, excuse me, the elders are becoming way too stuck up and set in their little ways that they don't want to teach nothing. They want to see the young people fail on purpose. And as I said in a video before, a lot of the elders don't want to teach you better because they're afraid if you do better in life, you'll forget about them, or you'll do way better than they did. A lot of elders don't want that. So they purposely don't teach you the right things because they want you to fail. Yes, a lot of them purposely do that. There's a lot of elders with spite in their heart, so they don't want you to do no better than them, so they purposely tell you you're stupid, you're dumb, you're lazy, and all this other stuff to keep you from doing better. So that's why a lot of young people have to find life the hard way, and a lot of them don't live to see their older years because of that. So I'm just saying, and if you think the Father's sweeping up the young people because he's angry at them and he's trying to seek revenge, no, he's just saving them from a much worse demise, which is hell, jail, repetitive murder, and all that other stuff. Or worse than that, the S word, which apparently YouTube ain't allowing you to say no more, but yeah, you know what I mean. And a lot of them are actually in the heavens trying to figure out what caused them to lose their life in the first place. Where did they go wrong? What did they do wrong? Why did no one teach them the right way to go? All the people they went to rejected them, so they didn't have no choice but to follow that street life, which didn't lead them in a good path. Unfortunately, it didn't. But no, just so you know, God's not sending none of them to hell. That's not the way he works. And just to teach it real fast, when you do get judged on your life, this is what necessarily happens. This is what necessarily happens. When you go up and stand before the Father, he's going to show you a big vision of your life at your judgment day. And then he's going to question you throughout the vision of all that you did right, all that you did wrong. There might be a thing where you have to go through a test of forgiveness with all the people you hurt, all the people that hurt you. Then you have to battle your demons coming up the stairway and see if you can get past all the painful stuff in your life. there's a lot of things that you're going to have to get through that you might not deem yourself worthy for the heavens about. But when you stand in front of the Father, after He goes through the vision of your life, He's going to ask you, do you think, after all that you have seen about your life, all the mistakes and life lessons you have made and learned, do you think you're worthy of going into heaven, or do you wish to go back to earth and relive your life again, or do you wish to stay in the fields and try to re-see what happened before you passed away and correct it so you can pass through the gates? Or hell is an option, but that's your own option. And it's up to you to deem yourself worthy to go into the fields, go into heaven, come back to earth, or go to hell. That's your own decision. That's your own choice. The Father don't force nothing. He allows you to make that choice. And based off of what you're saying, if you're honest in your heart, and just so you know, there's a force field on the gates of heaven. So even if you're lying to yourself, you try to walk through them gates, something about your spirit will tell them gates you're not telling the truth to yourself. And they'll reject you, not because they don't want you in, but you're not being honest with yourself. And heaven has to do a lot with honesty. So, yeah, if you're not honest with yourself, then heaven's going to be hard to get into. And there's going to be a lot of people seeing their life, looking at heaven, looking at hell. A lot of people going to deem themselves worthy to go to hell because they're going to have all that guilt in their body and their mind about all the stuff they did wrong. And the Father's going to simply tell you that it's not your fault. It's a human experience. It's a learning experience. I didn't expect you to do everything right. The only things I did want you to practice on doing is forgiving your fellow man, forgiving yourself, and making your wrongs right. And if you fall, just get back up. I'm not holding it against you. You're human. It's an experience, and it happens. I don't care how many times you fall. I just want to see you get back up and keep going. I'm not angry at you, nor am I mad about your life decisions. I just want you to know these are the things you did, and I'm not holding it against you. Just so you know that. All right, I'm out.